And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, back with another episode of this MLB Show 24 Custom League. And in this one, we continue with opening day. We're going to simulate a few games here that we're not going to actually go in and play. And in this one, we're going to mainly focus on some young rookies making their first starts in this season here. And we're going to look at some rookies, especially for the Richmond Rhinos in this game. But we're going to simulate this game here between Los Angeles and Phoenix, and Los Angeles takes the opener here, the season opener over the Phoenix Scorpions 1-0. A complete game, maybe not a complete game, but a shutout for Shane Bieber in this one. You look at Los Angeles, and I mean, you got Brantley was 3 for 5 in that game, and look at the other offensive numbers there. Only 2 runs for Los Angeles in this one, 11 hits total. But only 4 hits for Phoenix, belonging to Wander Franco, Hunter Renfroe, and 2 for Rowdy Tellez, who is their DH this season. A double for Franco, Renfroe, and Tellez in this bowl game there. So a few extra base hits for Phoenix. But yes, it was a complete game shutout for Shane Bieber. Wow, 9 innings, 4 runs, or 4 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. That is an impressive opening day start right there from one of the better pitchers in all of baseball there in Shane Bieber. And then you got Joe Glasnow, who pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs in this game. He was pretty good, though, in that starting lineup. He was not that bad. And then another really low-scoring pitchers duel game here in this one between Indianapolis and St. Louis. This one even lower scoring than the last game that we just saw, as Indianapolis wins this one 1-0. Both teams with 7 hits. Mark Hanna had 2 of them. Cedric Mullins had 2 hits, and the only RBI of the game. Ozuna had a hit, and Didi Gregorius had 2 of them there. Indianapolis' lineup is about the same as what we saw them have going into the playoffs. And there are also new additions in this offense for St. Louis, the biggest one being Justin Turner, who went 0 for 4 in his St. Louis debut, and Michael Conforto, who went 3 for 4 in this bowl game, but no RBIs or anything. Needed to get a double in this one. Max Scherzer, 6.1 scoreless innings, 7 hits allowed, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. James Kaprielian in there, 1.2 scoreless innings, which a couple of strikeouts to get Whitlock on his first save of the year. Lance Lynn, 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. An excellent start, but Carlos Carrasco gets the loss, giving up the run in the 9th inning. So that game was scoreless all the way into the top of the 9th. So there's a couple of games recorded and simulated at least here. And we will pitch with Jameson Taillon later on in this season here after opening day to show you the sluggers. But you look at this pitching staff for the Atlanta Crusaders, it's basically the same as last year. You got DeGrom there at the top, Husker Uwena, Frankie Montas, Casey Mize, and Patrick Corbin. And this bullpen was pretty good last season, one of the better ones in baseball. There's a lot of change to this bullpen this year. You got Felix Pena there, long relief pitcher. He pitched last year as a long reliever. Coney Kellis still here, and he was excellent last year. 60 innings at 2.25 ERA. They did get Brad Hand. They re-signed him as well. Then Chaz Rowe. Chaz Rowe is a new addition. He is a new addition. Pitched for the Millers last year. Had a 4.72 ERA. And then Jimmy Nelson pitched with Nashville last year, had a 5.4 ERA, 1.8 whip, so not a great season, but the year before that he was very good. And, in the playoffs, he definitely struggled a little bit. So, those couple of guys, maybe a downgrade for this team's bullpen this season. We'll have to see. They got Eric Yardley on a trade last year. And then Edwin Diaz is, of course, their closer, coming back from a campaign where he had 52 saves and a 1.78 ERA, 1 reliever of the year. So Edwin Diaz coming off of that award. See what he can do this season for them. And then the offense, not a lot changed for this offense really at all. You have Akil Baddoo leading off still. Eloy Jimenez batting second here at 79 overall. And hopefully he can hit a little bit better than he did last season. He only had a 245 average and 302 on base percentage. And then you have Anthony Rendon batting third. Mitch Haniger. Of course, they got him in a massive trade last season. And he was huge to that team to this team last year, and he's going to be one of their biggest offensive producers. There, batting 4th. Luke Voigt still batting 5th. You got Javi Baez there in the 6th spot. Tyler Stevenson batting 7th. He ran into some injuries last season. The only really new guy for this team in this season is Buddy Kennedy, a peak potential 75 overall, 24-year-old pitcher, third baseman here, an infielder. And those hitting stats: 55, 51, 56, and 58 power, 56 vision. The defense is pretty decent there. Really even stats for Buddy Kennedy all across the board right here. And then Adolis Garcia rounding things out in that batting order. So I do like this batting order a lot. I like their offense here in Atlanta. And, Buddy Kennedy, I think he's got potential to have a good rookie season. He's got some really good, well-rounded stats. And I believe he is a real-life person. I don't know what team he plays for in real life. I don't think he's a major leaguer in real life. But the pitching for the Rhinos here, pretty much the same as last season. You got Walker Buehler, Lucas Giolito, Nate Pearson. Only pitched 39 innings, was good in 39 innings last year. And so he'll be, really his first year starting. Zach Davies is rounding out that rotation there with Jose Urquidy as well. And he didn't pitch at all last season, so that'll be interesting to see what he does this year. Two long relievers there, Tyler McGill and Alec Benninger. Jordan Hicks, Wander Suero pitched last year in 17.1 innings. A pretty similar bullpen to what they had last year for this ball club. And a 2.08 ERA, only 4 runs allowed for him. And then Ryan Ruthers, this is going to be not technically his rookie year. That was in 2021. But this will be, he didn't pitch at all last season, and he's a 70 overall. So we'll see what he does here. And then you got Shane Green. Bruce Delgado right now is slotted in as this team's setup man. They got him in a trade with with Houston last year. And then Clay Holmes is this team's closing pitcher. And, he was good last year. I believe he was their setup guy for a little bit. But, he is a 76 overall. I mean, this bullpen, honestly, overall isn't very great. So, we'll have to see what they do this year. But I don't know. It's not an amazing bullpen, that's for sure. And then you got Andrew Painter, one of the big trade piece that they got last year, 19 years old, and B potential. And he is going to be starting at AAA here for this team. And he might, if he does well this season, he's got a chance to be called up and to make an MLB impact this year. Maybe at the September call-up periods if he does well. And then a draft pick for them last season is Rafael Santos. Already 23 years old, but a 65 overall. Really good hit per 9 for him. Good walk per 9 and home run per 9. Good control as well. 93 miles an hour with that 4-seam fastball. So not a very fast pitcher. But another draft pick was Vincent Kim, a C potential pitcher, but it's 70 overall already. So, a guy who might be able to make a major league impact pretty much right away if he does well in the minors. Nobody there in AA to really talk about on the pitching front. And then for Atlanta, not really a lot of pitchers, not a lot of pitching prospects at all on this team. Roger Geronimo is a decent young pitcher there. He's 19 years old at B potential. Didn't show him in that video, but he is a pretty decent prospect down there at AAA right now, at least. The offense here, not a lot of prospects offensively for this team. They did get a couple of younger guys in this draft pick that had some potential. The biggest one is Anthony Kubek, who I believe has like 85 potential. He has a B potential, 66 overall. He's got good hitting stats already. I mean, I didn't change any of his hitting stats going into this year. He's got already 60 contact versus lefties. So a decent hitter with his hitting ratings. But yeah, not a lot of prospects to speak of really for this ball club or for Atlanta at all. And then you move over to the Rhinos here, a younger team. You got Gene Segura. Last year of his contract at 89 overall. If he does well, I really would like to trade him. We'll have to see. And then they got Aledmus Diaz in free agency from St. Louis. And he was pretty good for St. Louis last year. Had a 719 OPS, a career 763 OPS guy. So he's been a pretty decent hitter over the course of his major league career. And then there's Cody Bellinger, of course. Josh Naylor, Abraham Toro, a 74 overall, 26-year-old guy. Didn't play at all for this team last year. And so in his first kind of playing time in a couple of seasons for him, they got Evan Longoria from Kansas City. I mean, really at the tail end of his career here, of course. Really close to 2,000 hits. He's probably not going to get that this year. He might get that this year. He's like 78 hits or something, or 88 hits away. So it's definitely possible for him to get that this year, but he's very close to that milestone. Luis Campusano, not technically a rookie as a catcher, but really his first year as a catcher, and I didn't really get to look at his offensive stats from last year. He pitched. He was pretty good last year. Well, maybe not pretty good, but he did play a little bit last season. And then Jose Miranda, they got him on a trade, in the offseason, 67 and 53 contact ratings, 50 power ratings basically. Third baseman there, 68 overall and beat potential. Yeah, 50 power and 49 power versus lefties, 74 vision. Nick Ahmed, Reese McGuire, Justin Dean, and Bryce Ball are there on the bench. But yeah, definitely Royce Lewis. Look for him to have a pretty good rookie season. Cal Raleigh is an interesting catcher. I know in real life he's definitely a starter for He's definitely a starter in real life for Seattle, but this game is a little bit lower rated. Marco Luciano, 21 years old, 48, 53, 56, and 55 hitting ratings. He's got good hitting ratings, so he has a chance to maybe make an impact this year. Another guy that has a chance to make an impact this year is Joshua Baez. 52 and 57 contact, 55 and 55 power. The vision is a little bit low, but he's got good defense. He's only 19 years old as an outfielder. I really like Joshua Baez, and I think next year he will probably be a starter for this ball club full time. And then in the AA system, of course, they're number one. Maybe not. I don't think he was the number one overall pick. He wasn't, but he was a top 3 or top 4 pick in the draft. One of the best draft picks that anybody got in the draft, and a guy that could be a future superstar here, Bo Suarez. 75 overall. These are the ratings that he had coming out of the draft. I didn't alter these ratings at all in any way, but 56, 63 contact, 41 and 61 power, 55 vision, 60 discipline. I mean, a 75 overall. Bo Suarez has like 93 or 94 potential or something like that. So yeah, Bo Suarez is one of the top-rated prospects in all of baseball, and a guy that in maybe even just a year's time is going to be making an impact on the starting line for the Richmond Rhinos. So here we go into opening day between these two teams, and these rookies for Richmond are going to have to hit against the best pitcher in baseball here, in Jacob deGrom, who had a 2.77 ERA last year, had 234 strikeouts. I believe that led the National League and maybe all of baseball. Shohei Ohtani had a lot of strikeouts as well, but a sub-1 whip over the course of the season, that's incredible. So yeah, definitely a great pitcher here in Jacob deGrom. Of course, James Segura leading things up. We're going to go into quick manage here for at least the beginning parts of this bowl game, until we get to mainly Luis Campusano and Jose Miranda are the guys we're going to be focusing on in this game. Strikeout there and a ground out, so that was a scoreless top half of the first. A double immediately by Akil Baddoo. Walker Buehler here, the ace for the Richmond Rhinos. That was a 1-2-3 inning. And now we're going to bring up Evan Longoria. No score here in the bottom of this, or in the top of the second inning. And Evan Longoria last year only a 237 average, a below 700 OPS. So, not a guy that you expect to do super well. I mean, again, at the end of his career, so, a guy that might, if he doesn't do well, he's going to be tanking this year in overall wise. He might end up being more of a backup utility guy for Richmond this season. He's going to fly out to the outfield here in his first at-bat as a Rhino, and now it's Luis Campusano. Guy taking a major step into his starting role this year for them. 1-1 pitch to him is a swing and a drive deep to left field, and Luis Campusano leaves the yard. It's a home run. Wow, I don't know how many he's got in his career before that swing, but he's going to start out his season the right way with a long home run. A no-doubter to left, and it's 1-0 Richmond. Wow, a four-seamer at 99 at the knees. I mean, not even a bad pitch, really, by Jacob deGrom here, but Luis Campusano just crushed it. How about that swing from him? 389 feet on the distance there. That ball was crushed. Wow. So off of one of the best pitchers in the league here. Big time swing, and now it's Jose Miranda. His first major league at bat. That's a swing and a miss at a slider there at 94 at the bottom of the zone. 0-2 count now to him. And Miranda's going to drive this ball into left center field. Nobody's going to get to it. It's off of the wall for extra bases. And Jose Miranda is into second base with a double. Third Major League pitch he sees. He's got his first Major League hit. His first Major League extra base knock. A double into the gap. And big moment there for Miranda. So a great swing there by Miranda. And okay, I mean, they're getting some damage here off of Jacob deGrom in this game right now. And that was not a great pitch. I mean, the pitch that he threw to Campusano was better there, but big swing by Jose Miranda there. I believe that's his first name. Either way, it's now Adam Duvall. This is actually his first at-bat as a Richmond Rhino. He played for St. Louis last year, and he pops it up in the infield. And there's Baez there to make the catch and end the top of the second inning. But a big swing from Luis Campusano here. A home run to start out his season off of Jacob deGrom. Impressive swing, and the Rhinos get 3 hits in that inning there and lead 1-0. We only got 2 hits in that inning. They got a hit in the first as well. But here's Buddy Kennedy, his first Major League at-bat. Here he's got a man in scoring position with 2 down in this inning. Walker Buehler still going strong, and a good start for him as a 2-1. It's a little pop-up down the first baseline, and Abraham Toro is there. He is going to make that catch and end the second inning. So nothing doing there for Atlanta. They working around. They hit by Atlanta in that inning was Walker Buehler. And now we're into the top of the 4th inning. And here's Luis Campusano up again. Of course, we know what he did last time up. 1 for 1 on the season. As that ball is missed outside. Abraham Toro and Evan Longoria on the base pass for Richmond right now. 2-2 pitch. It's a fly ball. It's hit really deep. Jimenez is at the wall here. And right in front of the wall makes the catch. Wow. That was a good swing by the catcher there. That was a good swing. He almost got that ball falling off MJ Melendez nearly. And another big hit there. But that's out number 2. Yeah, here's Jose Miranda. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. Ground ball down the line. That's going to be fair. And it's going to roll long ways. 1 run's going to score. And around third is Longoria. He is going to score as well. Jose Miranda's into third base. It's a triple. Wow, a double and a triple for Jose Miranda to start his Major League career. How about that? His first Major League RBIs as that ball hit down the line and way in the corner. Man, just the perfect placement for that ball there. And there's Jose Miranda racing to third. So how about that? Now it's Adam Duvall at the plate here. 0 for 1 on the day. And now Adam Duvall is going to crush this ball to left center field. Jimenez is at the wall. And that ball is gone! Adam Duvall, his first homer as a Richmond Rhino. And it's a 5-0 lead for Richmond in the 4th inning. Man, they are going after Jacob deGrom in this game, and this has not been a good opening day start for Jacob deGrom here tonight. Man, Duvall crushed that one as a no-doubter as well. That went even farther than the Luis Campusano home run. Super high in the air. Exit wheel of 104 miles an hour is almost 7 seconds of hang time there, 417 feet. Wow, how about that? Evan Longoria at the plate now, and this might be the last inning for Jacob deGrom in this game. Ground ball, Baez stops it. Jump throw across the diamond. Good throw and a good play by the shortstop there, Javier Baez. Now Luis Campusano, that's a fly ball. Mitch Haniger underneath it here in right, and that ball is caught to end the top of the fifth. So middle of the fifth inning, halfway home this game. So far, Atlanta has not scored at all, and they are down 5-0. There's Benny Kennedy. Popped up down the first baseline, his first at-bat of his career. Here's a 1-1-2 from Buehler. It's a line drive. That one's going to land in left for a single. And Buddy Kennedy's got his first Major League knock. Congratulations to him. That ball was hit very well. A line drive, single. And that ball, they're going to keep that one and put it on the trophy case for Buddy Kennedy. Great swing right there. And Atlanta's got a base runner to begin this bottom of the fifth inning. Yeah, and I mean, 75 overall. I mean, a guy that has very even hitting ratings. A guy that I think will probably perform pretty well for Atlanta this season. He's got a lot of promise. And he's got his first big league knock. And that's good to get that first one out of the way on your first day on the big leagues. That's a drive. That's another hit to Luis Garcia, I believe, getting that single. Now 2 men are on with only 1 man out. Walker Buehler, this is the most trouble he's run into all game long so far. So 1 out in the inning. Here's Eloy. And it's a fly ball. Naylor is looks like he's gonna settle under it and going to make that catch. So that's an out. No tag from Kennedy there at second base. And now there's 2 down in the inning.
The third baseman,
There's Anthony Rendon, had a 283 average with 29 home runs, 77 RBIs last year. Big spot for him right now in this game with the Atlanta trying to get on the scoreboard. As that's a fly ball, and it's right to Cody Bellinger in center. He's going to make that catch to end the fifth inning. Man, that's a big opportunity that does not happen there, goes to waste. And guess who's leading off this inning? It's Jose Miranda. So Felix Pena is going to come out of the bullpen here already for Atlanta. Not a great start in this start for Jacob DeGrom, of course. I mean, Felix Pena last year wasn't great. I mean, had a 4.59 ERA. But here's Jose Miranda, and only 5 innings and 5 runs for DeGrom today. Yeah, as a first pitch, a line drive. That one's going to fall in front of Garcia. Wow, Jose Miranda. A 3-for-3 day here in his first Major League start. How about this opening day debut for the 24-year-old rookie here? Good swing by him there. And now we're in quick managing here. And Levis Diaz is going to get a base hit and an RBI. That's his first hit as a Rhino here. And now we're going to go to the top of the 7th inning. 6-0. Richmond is still out in front. Luis Campusano up again and 1-for-3 on the evening. And he's going to get that one. A ground ball over into Baez. And another jump throw play made by Javier Baez. He's been making a couple of great plays there defensively. A couple of hard throws to first base. And that'll end the top of the 7th inning. Stretch time in Atlanta. Not a lot for the home team to cheer about so far in this game. Here is Buddy Kennedy, though, again. 1-for-2 on the night. So we will see what he does this time here. Full count pitch. Walker Buehler at 105 of them. As that's a pop-up and ran right behind the plate. Fellow rookie, but fellow young player there. And a guy we're focusing on, Luis Campusano, making the play there behind the dish. And that is the second out of this 7th inning. And now Atlanta is in danger of being shut out. We just saw 2 teams being shut out in the quick sim here earlier in this episode. And we had a shutout. We had the Spiders be shut out last episode. And now the Atlanta Crusaders here have been shut out through 6 innings. So we'll guess who's leading off the 8th inning here. It's Jose Miranda, who's had quite the day. 3-for-3 on the afternoon so far. A triple, a double, and a single. He's a home run away from something truly special and something that I don't think any rookie has done in his Major League debut. But here is Brad Hand, 47 innings last year. Pretty high whip there at 1.45, but the ERA was excellent at 2.30. So here we go, and they're showing you, the game is showing you what he needs for that milestone. But he's going to drive this ball into the gap again here, and he's going to get another extra base hit here, it looks like, as Jose Miranda is into second with his second double of the game. And his fourth hit of the day overall tonight. Wow, 4 for 4. What a day for Jose Miranda. That is impressive. Now here's Luis Campusano in the top of the 9th inning. 1 for 4 on the evening. Here as a 1-2 pitch. Chaz Rowe is on the mound for Atlanta. That's a swing and a miss on a slider outside for strike 3. So Campusano tonight appears that he's going to go 1 for 4 on the day with a home run. And yeah, out in front of that off-speed pitch. Well, Jose Miranda is going to get one more at-bat and one more opportunity to get the cycle and get a 5 for 5 opening day in Major League start. I don't know how many players have ever done that in the history of baseball. Here's a 1-0 pitch. And it's a fly ball. It's hit well, but it's right to Mitch Haniger. A line drive to him there in right. That'll end the top of the 9th inning, and that'll end the day probably for Jose Miranda, who just had an unbelievable Major League debut. Well, can Atlanta get anything on the board? They're down to their last out of this game now, as Water Suero is on the mound for Richmond here. 0-1 pitch. That's a swing and a miss on a curveball, so man, Atlanta's down to their final strike now of their opening day game here. As that is a swing and a drive, though. A bad pitch by Suero. And Javi Baez crushes it over the wall. That's gone. And Atlanta will not be shut out here on opening day. 370-foot blast, and it's 6-1 in the 9th. So Baez gets his first home run of the campaign here this season. Not sure how many he had last year, but at least Atlanta is not going to get shut out here on opening day. Big swing there. 93-mile-an-hour exit velo, 370 on the distance there. So now 1-2 count here to Tyler Stevenson. And he's going to ground this one over to second. Good stop by Gene Segura, making the play, and that's going to be the end of the game. So Richmond does win this one. Walker Buehler pitched an unbelievable game tonight, and nearly a shutout, a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. But the story of this game is definitely the new additions for the Richmond Rhinos had a lot of say in this game. You had Lemus Diaz had an RBI, home run by Luis Campusano, of course, in this one. But the real star of the show, Adam Duvall also had a home run. The real star of the show, though, was, of course, Jose Miranda, who had a 4 for 5 day with 2 doubles, a 2 RBI triple, and a base hit. So, quite the day for Jose Miranda to begin his Major League career. There's that home run by Adam Duvall there in the 4th inning. And there's the home run, the only run for Atlanta by Baez. And then look at that final ground out there to second base. And a good stop by Gene Segura. So the Rhinos starting out the year 1-0. You know, a team that's got a, I think their pitching is definitely solid. I don't know how good this offense is going to be. It wasn't very good last year. And, a lot of new faces on this batting order. And you look at the order for Richmond, every single person got at least 1 hit in this game. That's pretty cool. Gene Segura was 2 for 3. Diaz 1 for 4 with an RBI. I believe all the RBIs belong to new signings and rookies for Richmond in this game, actually. Yes, indeed. All the RBIs and, a lot of the hits belong to guys that just joined this team in this season here. You look at the Atlanta offense there. And again, not a lot of things happening here. Javi Baez was the only guy. Oh, actually, Baddoo was 3 for 4 in this game. He had a couple of doubles. But Jacob deGrom, only 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs allowed, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Not a great start there. Jeremy Pena gave up a run in 2 innings. And then Brad Hand and Chaz Rowe did not give up any runs. So that's the end of that game. They had a win for Richmond. Now we move over to the Sharks and the Bees. And we're going to really be focusing on Trey Mancini for the San Diego Sharks, who they got in a trade with the San Francisco Spiders in the offseason. Pitching for this team in San Diego might not be their strong suit. I mean, you got Julio Urias, who is legitimately a really, really good starter and a great ace for them. But Michael Kopech did not pitch very well last year at all. He had a 5.09 ERA. Domingo Germán is only a 76 overall. He was good last year, actually, 3.35 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. So hopefully he can kind of replicate that this season. Nick Pivetta was pretty decent, but he wasn't actually the starter for this team last year. He was a long reliever for them. So back into the starting role, he was a starter in 2021. And then Dylan Bundy there as the number 5 starter. I mean, he didn't pitch at all last year. And the last time he was in the majors, he had a 6.06 ERA. So, yeah, I mean, not a lot of high potential guys, not a lot of high overall guys either. So I think that pitching staff is a little bit questionable. You can definitely say it's not the strongest. Jordan Riles was not great last year as a starter. He's going to be a long reliever this season. Jorge Alcala, though, a 77 overall. He's a great pitcher in real life for the Minnesota Twins. And in this game, he had a really good season last year. And then Aaron Bummer, yeah, didn't pitch very well in 28 innings. So, but he's a 78 overall. He's a really well-rated relief pitcher. Cam Berdosian only pitched 10 innings, so very small sample for him. And then Pierce Johnson, he didn't pitch at all last year. He did pitch 58 innings the season before that, and it was pretty decent. He's actually had a couple of pretty good years in 2020 and 2021. And then Ryan Stanek is this team's setup guy. I think this is about the same bullpen as we saw from this team last year. I don't think it changed very much at all. But Ryan Stanek last year was excellent as this team's setup man. 19 holds, 60 innings, 18 earned runs only, and a 1.04 WHIP. And then Emmanuel Clase, probably one of the best young closers in all of baseball, and last year he was good. A 1.01 WHIP, a guy with a 1 WHIP in his career exactly in 141 innings. So, yeah, he's definitely a great closing pitcher. And honestly, this bullpen could have a chance to be pretty good this season. I think ratings rise. There's a lot of guys that have pretty high ratings. But, you know, the starting pitching might be a bit of a concern for them. But I do think a strong suit of this team is going to be their offense. And, you know, we'll look at their lineup here. But they have Jorge Polanco starting off, and he's the leadoff hitter for them. And he was good last year. I mean, he's got good hitting ratings. He, you know, had 120 hits, a 325 on base, and a 736 OPS. Dylan Carlson, an 83 overall guy. I mean, he's got a lot of potential. And, you know, we'll see what he can do this year. They re-signed Dansby Swanson to a 3-year, $10.6 million contract. And he's a good, well-rounded hitter at the shortstop position. But the big guy here, they got Trey Mancini, of course, in the offseason. And a guy that, you know, 67, 74 contact rating, is a great hitter. Had 27 home runs and 27 doubles last year for San Francisco and an over 800 OPS. And he's only paying him $8 million. So a pretty cheap first baseman here. You know, Max Muncy was their first baseman, so, you know, not sure Trey Mancini can play to that level or replace that kind of a hitter, but I think he's going to be a strong, solid hitter all the same. And then you got Ian Happ and Ronald Escobar, who actually led the team in RBIs last year, and, you know, had 84 of them. He hit pretty well, though. The on-base was definitely low for him, below 300. This is going to be his last year of his contract, though, actually, so we'll see what happens there. They re-signed Mike Zunino to a 3-year contract worth $7 million. And then Christian Walker pitched and started in 36 games, 127 at-bats last year. He's going to be a prominent starting option now for them. And then Alek Tomas, yeah, was not a very good rookie season for him. He's a 68 overall with overall well-rounded hitting stats. But, you know, he batted under 200 in average last season in his rookie year. So he definitely struggled there. And I don't know. I mean, I was questioning whether to have him up in the majors at the start of this year at all. But I decided to do that. And so we'll see what he does this year. Leonardo Rivas, I don't know what his potential is, but he's a guy that, you know, has beat potential and is a decent hitter right now. And then in their farm system, definitely the biggest prospect that they have right now is Cleo Watson. Great defense, 78, 75, 68, and 83 defensive ratings. And good contact ratings as well. I mean, 61 and 58 contact, 62 vision, which is good. His discipline is pretty low, and his power is definitely low. So I want to increase his power. I want to increase his discipline. I think he's a guy that could get a shot at the major leagues this season at some point, maybe at the September call-up period, but we'll just have to see. DL Hall, I mean, he has really low walk per 9 ratings, means that I probably won't want him to play this year. I don't know that. I mean, it just is so hard for a guy to perform well in this game if that rating is so low. So, but he is a top 50 prospect apparently. And then you go over to the Bs here, and you got basically the same starting rotation as they had last year. Jack Flaherty, Miles Michaelis. They traded for him last year. They got Chris Bassett as well. They re-signed him to a 4-year, $10.9 million contract here. So he's going to be here until he's 38 years old and at the end of his career. But he had a really good season last year. He's a good starting pitcher for sure. Dinelson Lamet had a pretty good season, actually, mostly as a long reliever for them, but he's going to be a starting pitcher this season. And then Jack Leiter, 75 overall, 22 years of age, and pitched 36 innings last year. Now, I mean, it shows that he's a prospect, and I believe he is a rookie this season. And out of all the rookies that we have in this season, I mean, he's probably if I were to choose anybody that would win Rookie of the Year this year, it's going to be him. I mean, he just has so much potential there, and he's already a 75 overall. Sam Bachman, a big potential guy, 23 years old, well-rounded in his pitching ratings, so we'll see how he does at 23 years old. Peter Fairbanks pitched 54 innings, didn't really pitch that well last season. Evan Marshall was good in 40 innings last year. Alex Reyes was decent in his innings last season. Adam Kolarek was pretty good in 41 innings and only 12 runs allowed, and a 1.04 1.04 WHIP and a sub-3 ERA. Scott Barlow was one of the best setup men in all of baseball last season. 43 innings, 32 holds, 10 runs, 2.09 ERA. I mean, an excellent season for him. And then Taylor Rogers, low K per 9, but really high ratings and everything else, and only blew 3 saves all year, or all season last year, and had 49 total, 1.13 WHIP. So he's a good closer. And overall, this bullpen maybe is okay, but their starting pitching is definitely very good there. And in St. Louis, remember this team won their division by a single game last year. Mitch Keller, already 26 years old, already a really low hit per 9 for him. Not any pitching prospects on this team, and not a lot of prospects on this Salt Lake City Bees team in general, honestly. But you go to the offense here, and you have Nick Madrigal, who last year was very good, actually, in that leadoff role there at second base. And then Joey Wendell, this team, we signed him for 3 years, $3.8 million contract in the offseason, and he was decent last year. You got Ronald Acuna Jr., of course, the star of this team's show, and their best hitter. CJ Cron as well. I mean, CJ Cron had an injury last year that definitely hampered him in his playing time. Teoscar Hernandez there at right field. He is going to be a free agent after the season is over, so we'll see what happens with him. But he's a guy that is a great hitter, and so we'll see if he leaves in free agency or not. DJ Stewart, 96 discipline and really good power versus righties, and they got him in a trade last season, and I hope he pans out for them. Luis Torrens, a 72 overall potential catcher, really good contact versus lefties and great power. I mean, versus lefties, he's one of the better hitting catchers in baseball. And then you got Miguel Andujar, only batted under 300 on that with his on-base percentage. He's at third base, and then Elias Diaz is this team's catcher. Yayel Pazzo, Mateo, Odubel Herrera, and Logan Davidson on the bench. ADP potential 71 overall. Guy, 25 years old. And I know that the Bees wanted to improve this offense. They were going for guys in free agency. They didn't land anybody in free agency. So, I don't know. The offense, it might be, I think they have potential to be good on that offense, but it might be a little bit lackluster to start. And so, we'll see if this team can win the division again this year. Connor Scott here, or Connor Stott. So, it is Connor Scott. He is a top 50 prospect, apparently, at 23 years old. And then Lazaro Almateros is a guy that might get a shot at the majors this season. We'll have to see when he does in AAA. But he's got good hitting ratings overall, and his defense is pretty decent. So he's an interesting guy. And then Lonnie White, I believe, is a draft pick that they got from last year. 54 and 50, or 53 and 56 power. His power ratings are pretty good. He's got decent vision. So, he's only 20 years old as well. So, he's an interesting player. So, yeah, there's a few guys down there in AAA that are decent prospects, but that's about it. This team doesn't have any potential guys on it at all. Grant Levine, yeah, he's still probably 3 or 4 years away, probably. And he's only 23 years old. He's got good kind of ratings, but beyond that, that's about it. So, here we go on opening day, and just ignore this weird stadium that we're in right now. We're going to switch it to the Beast home stadium because we're doing a player lock game. But yeah, opening day here for these two teams. And look at the Sharks last season. Their pitching was 4th in ERA actually, but 12th in every other category. Okay, they were above average in batting average, above the top 10 in home runs. 12th in a lot of categories, both offensively and pitching-wise, so they were about middle of the road last season in a lot of their stats. And they were about a middle of the road team. They had like 78 and 84, I think, was their record last year. So that about hands out and makes sense. But a 3.12 ERA for Jack Flaherty last season, and here he is, Trey Mancini, making his first plate appearance here in San Diego, and it's going to be a swing and a drive into the gap here, and it's going to be down and over the wall for a ground rule double. Kind of unfortunate because I think that would have been an RBI if it didn't go over the wall. But Trey Mancini gets a extra base hit in his first swing here as a San Diego Shark. Here's Ian Happ, 253 average and 820 OPS, 27 home runs last year. He had a good season, and an 0-1 count to him. The pitch to him from Flaherty is a ground ball over to his shortstop. And they're going to get the out there to end the top of the first inning. So middle of the first coming up now. And a 1-0 game. There's Trey Mancini up again. 1 for 1 after that double. Still 1-0 here. First and third, 1 outs. And that was a pitch that he should have swung at. A hanging knuckle curve for strike 1. But now the second pitch of this at-bat is a ground ball. And it's to second base, and unfortunately, that is going to be a double play to end the top of the third inning. Definitely not what Mancini wanted there in that situation, but here he is up again in the top of the 5th inning, as it's a 2-1 game now, and that's a slider swung on and missed. A pretty good pitch to hit, actually, but Trey Mancini could not catch up to it. I think he was late on this one. Yeah, definitely late on that pitch, and that's out. So in the quick managing here, that's an RBI base hit by Joey Wendell, and another RBI, 3-run, bottom of the 5th inning for Salt Lake. There's a home run by Acuna, who is for some reason batting way far down in the batting order. And then Dansby Swanson is going to homer for San Diego. So, wow, okay. That was a 4-5 game all of a sudden, as another at bat here for Mancini. It's a ground ball to short, and that's going to be an out. So Mancini can't beat out that play, and he's going to be out for the second time. After quick managing here in the top of the 8th, there's a double and a walk, and hit by a pitch while bases loaded. They don't score in that inning. There's a base hit by Acuna, a double by Acuna, and it's a 4-7 game, 2 more runs by Salt Lake. And it's all of a sudden, this is the last at bat of this game for Trey Mancini. Went for 4-A so far. 1-0 pitch, and a ball hit pretty well, and that's going to be a throw. Whoa! The throw goes way over the first baseman. That's going to be an error by Miguel Andujar way early on that swing was Mancini. He hit it pretty well, though, and, I mean, yeah, that was a weird play. I mean, at that point, after he fumbled it the first time, he probably should have just kept it in his hand and not even thrown it to first base. But now he's in half, 1 for 4. He does have a home run in this game. And a 1-2 count to him right now. As the pitch from Taylor Rogers is a swing, and that's a fly ball, but it's going to be caught in center field. Racing over to make that play. I believe that is, that should be Acuna there in center. There's a fly ball, and I don't know where Mancini's going, but that is caught in the outfield, and that's the end of the game. And a final here in Salt Lake. I don't know why I struggled so much to say that. Okay, but either way, the Bees win on opening day here, 7-4, and they get their first victory. The save, Taylor Rogers getting his first save of the season. So, I mean, technically Mancini was only 1 for 5 in this game, and you know, with a double, and he didn't even score a run. No, he did score a run, never mind. Oh no, he didn't. But yeah, he was only 1 for 5 in this game, so not an amazing start for his first start as a San Diego Shark, but a home run by Swanson and Happ in this game. 3, and those are the runs. Those are all the runs San Diego scored in this one. Well, the Orioles gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Alcala gave up a run, and the other pitcher there didn't give up a run. And then so Salt Lake, a lot going on offensively here. And yeah, Wando Acuna Jr. batted 8th for them in this game. That's weird. I don't know why they had him bat so low, but he was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And an RBI by Joey Wendell and Miguel Andujar, Teoscar Hernandez, and CJ Cron as well. Pitching-wise, Jack Flaherty getting the win with 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs allowed, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. A good outing for him. Peter Fairbanks gave up 2 runs in .2 innings. Adam Clark didn't give up an out, or didn't give up a run, neither did Scott Barlow, who got the hold, and then Trevor Rogers got that first save of his season here with a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Well, not exactly a 1-2-3 ninth inning, but yeah, so you got to work around the error. But either way, that's going to be the end of that game, and now I think we have one more game to go over and show you here, but we simulated this one, Winnipeg and New Orleans, and Winnipeg scored 13 runs in this game. They went absolutely off in this one, and I mean, Harper didn't get a hit, but he walked 3 times and scored 4 runs. How about that? Wilmer Flores, 1 for 4. He was a new signing for Winnipeg in the offseason. Arroyo was 2 for 6. Adames was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Keeper Ruiz also had 2 RBIs. Good for him. And then on the offensive side for New Orleans, Jazz Chisholm 2 for 4. Perez 2 for 4. Hanlick 3 for 2. Mountcastle 5 for 2 with 2 RBIs. A couple RBIs for Jazz Chisholm, an RBI for Garcia there, and an RBI for Josh Harrison, who's a new signing for New Orleans as well. And I suppose Thompson didn't get a hit in that game. Pitching wise, a lot of hits, 11 hits given up by Robbie Ray in that one, but only 3 runs allowed in 7 innings, so not too terrible. Zach Bray gave up 4 runs, but only 1 of them was earned, so a big error apparently squandered by New Orleans. And then in the pitching side for Dan Peralta, yikes, gave up 6 runs in 2 innings. That is unfortunate. So we're nearly done with opening day here. We only have a few more games to go over, but one of them here will be focusing on some rookies for the Vandals and the Chinooks as well. Anthony Descalfani, there's a pitching staff at Steven Strasburg, Ian Anderson. Tugu Toussaint will be a full-time starter for the first time in his career this year. And then Anthony Descalfani and Luke Weaver. And I think overall it's a fairly strong pitching staff. I mean, there's not like a superstar ace on that team, but overall, their pitching, I think, should be pretty good. Jose, right now, 31.2 innings. He had pitched pretty well. And there's those two long relievers in him and Taiwan Walker. And they got Seth Lugo in free agency from Atlanta, and Seth Lugo last year was excellent in 50 innings. Sam Conrood, Tyler Alexander was great last year. Or actually, he didn't even pitch that much last year, never mind. But Richard Blair was okay, over 4 ERA. Luke Jackson, 44 innings, a 1.84 ERA. They re-signed him to a 3-year deal, 9 runs allowed. He was unbelievable last year. And then the closer is Nick Anderson, and I had a 3.08 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP. I mean, he was good. He didn't blow 9 saves though, but overall was a pretty good closing pitcher. Justin McCoy, I think he might be a draft pick that they got last year, but overall there's not a lot of starting pitching prospects on this team at all. Darwin Hernandez, I mean, that walk rate is so bad. So I don't think if he does well in AAA, then sure. But right now he's going to start double because of that walk per 9. And yeah, I mean, as you can see here, no pitching prospects to speak of on this team at all. Besides maybe Justin McCoy, although he might be a low peak potential player. And then you go to the lineup here. You got Charlie Blackmon, Chuck Nasty in the leadoff spot right now. J.B. Crawford, Ketel Marte, Nolan Arenado, Austin Meadows, and Anthony Rizzo. All those guys are the same from last year. And then Gabriel Moreno as well as a starting catcher. But the new addition, Benny Montgomery, a rookie here for the Vandals. And in center and left and right field, that's an outfielder here, 20 years old, 48 and 51 contact ratings, 56 and 59 power ratings, 47 vision. Really good fielder as well. And those fielding ratings, 76, 75, 72, and 80. And then Kyle Isbell, who played a little bit last year, a 63 and 58 contact ratings. I mean, he's not a rookie. He has, a total of 178 career at-bats. He actually has good numbers overall for his career. Batted .275 in his limited action last season. So those are both, young guys. One of them is a rookie, and Kyle Isbell is just a young outfielder for this Vandals team they're both going to be full-time starters this year. And honestly, Benny Montgomery might be one of my favorites for the Rookie of the Year this season, especially offensively. He's definitely a guy that offensively provides a lot of potential. Well, there's David Owen. I mean, only 18 years old, but he's also only at 53 overall, so super low rating for him. And Enrique Garcia, I don't know what his potential is, but he might be a little bit interesting there at the potential. Luis Tavares, a guy with really good arm and decent fielding, but a guy with his hitting ratings are not great right now. I mean, I think if he does well down here at AAA, he's definitely a guy that I would consider calling up at some point as well, but we'll just have to see how that goes. And then their AA team here, Trey Cabbage, is really their only younger prospect there, but yeah, not a lot of prospects for the Vandals at all. And then you go to the Chinooks, and this lineup is basically the same from last year. You got Val Contreras, Ty France, Bo Bichette. Matt Chapman is on his last year of his contract, and he's a guy that I definitely think is a really good trade candidate for the Portland Chinooks, especially if they're not doing very well this season. And Tyler Naquin is also kind of in that same boat. He's a 77 overall. The guy we want to focus on in this game for the Chinooks is Anderson Tejada, who did not play at all last year and is a younger guy for them at second base. Has really low vision, which might prevent him from doing super well, but we'll just have to see what he does this year. Catching here, second baseman, and Yohan Menezes is actually a rookie for this team. He's on the bench for the Chinooks right now. And you go to their pitching, and yeah, their pitching is probably not going to be very good this season. Tyler Mahle, John Gray, Danny Duffy wasn't very good last year. They got him from the Chicago Blue Sox in the offseason. Tyler Skubal, who didn't pitch very well last year. They do have Grayson Rodriguez, though, who in real life is actually pitching pretty well for the Orioles. But in this game, this is going to be his first year as a major leaguer. in his first action here. 72 K per 9, 64 hit per 9, 54 home run per 9. I mean, I'm not worried about any of his stats except for the walk per 9 stat. You know, we'll have to see if that really will prevent him from pitching very well this season. That does concern me a little bit, but he is a rookie, and they got him. They traded Chris Sale to get him, so hopefully he does well. And this bullpen, meanwhile, I think this bullpen was actually pretty good last year, honestly. The guy that was the first guy in the long relief role that we showed you is actually a rookie. He's a Rule 5 draft pick, I believe. But Dylan Tate was unreal last season. 99.1 innings and only allowed 26 runs. I mean, that's crazy. Luis Trevino as well. He didn't pitch at all last year, but, you know, a couple of years before that, pitching over 70 innings. Justin Topa was really good this season as well, or last year, 94 innings. And he's a guy that I would consider as a trade candidate for Portland as well. I think a lot of this team's bullpen is probably a trade, kind of on that trade block for them. It could be moved. Pitching-wise, they got Yuri Perez, who's only 19 years old. Be potential guy, 68 overall. And, 64 K per 9. He's a guy that has some decent stats there in the minors. And a guy that will probably be up in the bigs before long here in a couple of seasons. And nobody in that bullpen other than him, though. And then in AAA or AA here, Leonardo Ortiz, really good K per 9, really low walk per 9 though, unfortunately. So he might be an interesting guy. I don't know what his potential is. But then John Mayberry, a draft pick, they got him in the draft last season at 62 overall. Really good walk per 9 at 69, but struggles to allow the home runs. That home run is at 29. But good overall, hit and hit per 9 stat as well. And then Emmanuel Cummings, a 18-year-old. He is also from this last draft class. 61 overall, 72 K per 9, 43 walk per 9, 44 home run per 9, 63 hit per 9, 99 velocity. So he's a fast pitcher there. 97 miles an hour for those pitches. And he's definitely a really top flight closing pitching prospect for this team in AA. Offensively, you got Luis Rengifo, who is 26 years old, has the potential. We'll see what he does. But either way, the big guys to focus on is Nick Pratto. He's already 24 years old, and the vision is only at 16. So I don't know really when he's ever going to get a shot in the majors. And then you got Nigel Toglia as well. I believe that they traded for him, actually, last year. And, he's a guy that is a 67 overall, 58-4 and 58, 57 and 58 power. So the offensive stats for him overall across the board are very even and pretty good, honestly. And then you got Xavier Edwards, a 23-year-old, a potential guy for you. His defense it's okay. 55 contact versus lefties is his highest stat. I think he's got to have probably 1 or 2 more years in the minors to improve his offense. And they got two Waters, actually pretty decent hitting ratings for him. Not good fielding, though, but he's a guy that, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to focus on him too much, probably, unless he does really well in the minors. But he's got hitting ratings that intrigue me a little bit for sure. So on to opening day in Apartment Park here in Vancouver, Canada. And we're focusing on Catalyst Bell, Benny Montgomery, and Anderson Tejada in this game for these two teams. As I really love this stadium as well in Vancouver. This Vancouver team very close to making it to the playoffs last year. They lost they had to play game 163 in their batting. Their offense was great. 5th, 8th, 7th, and 4th in those ratings. And they had a top 10 pitching staff as well. And a top 5 pitching staff in terms of home runs allowed. So their pitching wasn't actually too bad last year either. Here he is, Steven Strasburg, and 33 starts. I know in real life he's not even pitching anymore. I think he's his injury concerns have just been too much for him. I don't even think he's pitching in the majors anymore. But a 3.76 ERA, 194 innings for him last season. He pitched pretty well overall. So no score yet in this game as we're in the top of the 3rd inning. And here's Anderson Tejada for his first at-bat of the major, and his first at-bat in 2 seasons. He checks his swing, but he gets hit by the pitch. Okay, an interesting animation there, and he's going to go to first base. with the hit by pitch. He gets on to start his season here. Here's Carson Kelly, a pretty decent catcher here. I mean, he had a 7.39 OPS last year. He did struggle with injuries. He got hurt, and only played a limited amount of time, but he was overall pretty good offensively. That's a strikeout, though. Great pitch by Strasburg right there on the corner. So one down in the inning now, and here's Val Contreras. Rookie year, he had his rookie year last year, had over 40 doubles last season, and was overall a very good hitter in his rookie year. So he's a guy to look out for, and a guy that has a lot of potential. Now it's Ty France. Line drive by France. That's going to fall into the outfield here in his center, and around third comes Anderson Tejada. He's going to score a base hit by Ty France. Portland's going to go out in front 1-0 here in the third inning. Good swing by Ty France, and Portland's on the board here on opening day. So now it is Bo Bichette, and Bo Bichette, that's a fly ball into the outfield here, into shallow left, as the catch is made, a tag is made, going to home and scoring is Val Contreras, and Portland gets another run. It's 2-0, and that was a close-ish play at the plate. If that throw was online, he might have been able to get him at home, but Portland's now up 2-0. And yeah, I mean, a lot of speed there for Contreras. That's the only reason that they were able to do that. If he was any slower, they probably would not have risked it. Here's Kyle Lewis up now. Ground ball, and Renato's got it. Good play by Nolan there across the diamond, and that'll end the top of the third inning. But a good inning for Vancouver there. They get a couple of runs, and they get I don't know how many hits. I think they got 2 hits in that inning because of the hit by pitch by Tejada. Now we're in the bottom of the third, and now here is Benny Montgomery. First at bat in the majors here for him. And again, only 20 years old, a guy that has a lot of potential for sure. And there's a line drive over the glove of the second baseman and into right for a single. And Benny Montgomery, line drive base hit, his first as a major leaguer. Hopefully his first of many. And they're going to keep that baseball for him there. Big swing by... making a good swing right there by the rookie Benny Montgomery. So he clears that milestone immediately. And now it's Kyle Isbell at the dish for his first at-bat of the season. 275 average, 12 home runs, or 2 home runs and 12 RBIs for him overall last year. As that 2-0 is in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Kelly, who accidentally throws it to first base. That was my bad. I pressed the wrong button there, but I don't think they would have been able to get Montgomery at second either. And now Isbell with a prime RBI chance here. But the count is 3-0 to him. And Molly loses him. As that is ball 4. So a walk from Tyler Molly puts 2 men on. And there's still nobody out in this inning here. As Charlie Blackman comes to the plate. Already 1 for 1 at 18 home runs and 66 RBIs last year. And there's a ground ball. Back up the middle. That one's through and into center. Benny Montgomery is around third. He's going to score. He's got speed at 86 speed there. And that is an RBI for Charlie Blackman. So 2 for 2 to start the year with a ribby. That's a good way to begin your campaign for the 36-year-old Charlie Blackman. Now it's Ketel Marte. And Ketel Marte is going to line this one into the outfield here. Good catch by Aquino there in left. And that's out number 2. Big out in this inning right here. More looking to get out of this frame with limited damage done. And now it's Nolan Arenado. 271 average and 812 OPS. 32 homers and 93 RBIs. Had an unbelievable season last year for him. And there's a ground ball. That one's back up the middle. Base hit here in the center. Scoring from second base is Kyle Isbell. And the game is tied at 2. Big swing from Nolan Arenado, who's got his first ribby of the year. As that slider there caught a little bit too much of the plate. And Nolan just drove it right back to where it came from. Now 60% chance for Vancouver to win this ball game here. As that's a fly ball into left. And Arcides Aquino there is underneath it and makes the play for the end of the third inning. For the final out, so a big inning by Vancouver here as well. They get 2 runs in the third inning. So now we're in a quick managing situation again here, and Arcides Aquino launching a home run to put Portland back up on top. Wow. Big swing there by Aquino. And now it's Anderson Tejada up again. Tejada got hit by that pitch last time, and 0-1 to him is a swing and a miss. High four-seamer there at 93 from Strasburg. And now an 0-2 pitch is a ground ball. Marte's got it. Nice stop by Ketel Marte, and they get the out at first base to end the top of the 4th inning. So big 0 put up there by Steven Strasburg. And now we're in the bottom of the 4th. A man on, 1 out for Benny Montgomery. 1 for 1, of course. And that's a pop-up. And down the line, and Kelly's going to catch that one. Even with Benny Montgomery all up in his business. He makes that catch, and that will end the inning. Oh no, that's the second out of this 4th inning. Here he is, Kyle Isbell now. And had that walk last time up, and he scored a run as well. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a drive. Naquin's out there on right, and he's at the wall. He is going to make the catch. Bounding up against the wall. Making the grab is Tyler Naquin. Really nice play right there. Wow, good play by Tyler Naquin to end the 4th inning. So, man, now we go to the top of the 5th. And we're going to go back to the quick managing here in this one. As there's a base hit allowed. And back up to the top of the order. Val Contreras with another base hit. Now it's Ty France. Oh, man, he can't get that sacrifice fly. He strikes out. Well, Bichette, he does get a sac fly there. Good job. And a strikeout. So, another run for Portland. They're up 4-2. And now Tyler Melley still pitching here. That's a hit by a pitch of Ketel Marte. Nolan Arenado is up. No one pops it up. Now it's Austin Meadows. And Austin Meadows is going to crush a 3-run homer. Big swing by Meadows. His first hit of the year. And a 3-run homer. And Vancouver's up 5-4. So now we're in the now we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 4-5 game. Up is Benny Montgomery again for his 3rd at bat. Daniel Norris on the mound for Portland here. There's another line drive and another base hit. That one into right again. And Montgomery's got his 2nd one of his career here. Now Kyle Isbell is up here. And the first pitch from Norris here. The manager's tip is a sacrifice bunt. And he's going to lay it down over to first base. Ty France is not going to be able to get there. Nobody else gets there either, and Kyle Isbell bunts for a base hit. Wow, this was the perfect bunt. I mean, nobody can get to that ball, and nobody can get to the bag before Kyle Isbell does, and he out-races the first baseman. So now there's 2 on and nobody out for Charlie Blackmon, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI and a couple of singles already. So what can he do here with a big and with a good situation for him? 1-1 pitch to him from Norris. That's a fly ball. Naquin can't get it. That one falls out right in front of him. And no run score, but the bases are now loaded. Still nobody out in this inning. Now it's J.P. Crawford. Line drive. It's caught by Bo Bichette. Wow, that's a line drive, and that is not a helpful out at all. No run score. Big out there. Number 1 of the inning for Norris. Now it's Ketel Marte. He is over 2 on the day, but he was hit by a pitch earlier. So what does Norris come with here on a 1-1? Fly ball, and Lewis is over to make this catch, but this is going to score Benny Montgomery from third base fairly easily, it seems. And yes, he is going to score. So Benny Montgomery, that's his 2nd time scoring and touching home plate in his career on the day. And Vancouver extends the lead to 4-6. There's Nolan Arenado. Or he had an RBI single last time up. That tied the game at 2 at that point. Austin Meadows on deck. The count is 3-1 to him right now. And so here it comes. It's a line drive over the glove of France. and into the outfield here, into right. And around third comes Kyle Isbell. He is going to score again for the second time today. And another RBI extra base knock, or another RBI knock for Nolan Arenado in this one. And it's a 7-4 lead now for Vancouver. So they keep extending the lead here by just a little bit. And, man, Daniel Norris struggling here. Just needs to get one more out. That's a fly ball. Shallow center. Luis can't get that one. It's going to fall in. Another hit. Another run. And all the way to second base goes Austin Meadows. So Austin Meadows there with another RBI. He's got 4 on the day. And now Dylan Tate's going to come out of the game here. An 8-4 lead for Vancouver, who is, they're struggling right now. And they just need to get out of this inning. Also, here is the 3-2 pitch to Anthony Rizzo. It's a ground ball to Bo Bichette, who's going to make that one and finally end the 6th inning. But a pretty rough inning right there by Vancouver. They give up 4 runs in that inning, maybe 4 or 3 runs in that frame. And now Portland's down by 4 runs here as we go to the top of the 7th. There's Anderson Tejada, 0-for-1 on the day, only his 3rd at bat of the game, and now Steven Strasburg has a cushion and a lead, and he's only had 80 pitches, so he can pitch for a couple innings maybe, as that's a ground ball out by Tejada there. And now Benny Montgomery is going to come up again here for his 4th at bat of the night. A man on here, 1 down in the inning, or nobody out in the inning. Dylan Tate still pitching, that's a fly ball to left field, and there's Aristides Aquino there making that play. So a 2-for-4 day for Benny Montgomery. He might come up again in this one, we'll see. But now here's Kyle Isbell, 2-2, 1-for-2 on the day. Ground ball to Bo Bichette, went out there. It's a double play to end the 7th inning. So here we go into the 8th inning now, and maybe one more at bat for Anderson Tejada in this one. But out comes Seth Lugo from the bullpen for the Vandals, a 3.24 ERA in 50 innings for him in Atlanta last year. And yes, one more at bat for Anderson Tejada here with Seth Lugo pitching in the top of the 9th. Yeah, I know. And that's a ground ball. Anthony Rizzo's got it. Went out there. Double play to end the game. And this one is over. Vancouver takes it 8-4 here. And a couple of big innings. And this one, some situational hitting. They definitely had some good situational hitting. And this one, and their young guys, I mean, a good rookie debut for Benny Montgomery, and Kyle Isbell also had a good day as well on this one. So that's going to do it for this game. That's the last game of this episode that we have for you here. Ty France had a pretty big hit. So Nolan Arenado had a big day here. He had a couple of RBI singles. And Charlie Chuck Nasty had a couple of hits and an RBI as well. And what is that? That's the second RBI single right there by Nolan Arenado. And then Austin Meadows, he also had a pretty good day as well. He had a home run and another RBI double, a couple of extra base hits. And there's another look at that final double play out, and a little bit of a jumping maneuver there by J.P. Crawford at second base. But player of the game is Austin Meadows, 2-for-4 day. And look at the Portland Chinooks here. Anderson Tejada, 0-for-3, did score a run. Got hit by that pitch there. Bo Bichette had a couple of RBIs. Ty France had an RBI, 2-for-4. Alcantara was 3-for-4 in this game with the runs scored. But a home run by Aquino. Bichette had a couple of RBIs. Ty France had a couple of RBIs. And that's the line for the Portland Chinooks. So again, that's the end of this episode here. We're going to close it out. And Tyler Mahle, 5 runs in 5 innings. Didn't pitch great. Daniel Norris also didn't pitch great. Gave up 3 runs in 0.2 innings. Dylan Tate, 1.1 innings. Didn't give up a run. And then TJ Antone finished off the game for Portland. But thank you guys again for watching this one. We'll continue with opening day next episode. I think we have one more or 2 more. I can think like 2 or 3 more opening day games to show you. And then we are on to past opening day and mostly focusing on pitchers pitching on their new teams for the first time is kind of what we're going to be focusing on after the opening day games are done. But yeah, 3 for 5 day for Charlie Blackmon with a ribby. Noah Arenado was 2 for 4, 2 ribbies. Austin Meadows had 4 RBIs. But Benny Montgomery, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Kyle Isbell, 1 for 3, 2 runs scored with a walk. So both of those guys had good days, and Montgomery had a good debut. Steven Strasburg with a win. 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And then Seth Lugo, 2 scoreless innings. So that'll do it for this episode, guys. If you want to see more from me, remember to subscribe to the channel for more of this franchise. And we will have content for NCAA 25, or the NCAA 24 game that's going to come out in just like under a week or something, just a little over a week at the time of recording. So that game is coming out very soon. I don't know what team I haven't chosen a franchise team yet exactly, but definitely going to be episodes of that game coming out here in the next couple of weeks, so watch out for that. And subscribe to the channel if you're excited about that game coming up. But again, thank you guys so much for watching here. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.